Imagine holding a tiny copper coin in your hand, something so ordinary that you'd hardly glance at it twice, and now imagine that same coin quietly holding the potential to change your entire life forever, a simple 1976 1-cent USA coin with a face value of just 1 penny, but carrying an actual worth of a jaw-dropping $22 million, and today, you're about to discover the hidden truth behind this remarkable piece of American history, a coin that has stunned collectors, experts, and historians alike and continues to drive numismatists across the world into a frenzy with its mysterious origins, mind-blowing errors, and the unbelievable story that turned it from a forgotten pocket change into a record-breaking treasure. But before we uncover all the reasons behind this coin's unbelievable value and the exact details that make it worth millions, let me welcome you to this thrilling numismatic journey where truth meets treasure, history meets rarity, and a penny becomes a millionaire maker. So if you've ever tossed a coin into a jar, ignored the dates, or dismissed an old cent as worthless, this story will change everything you thought you knew about pocket change, because what if I told you that inside your coin jar or drawer might be hiding one of the most valuable coins in modern US history? Would you check it right now? Would you be ready to learn how this humble cent became a millionaire overnight? And what secrets still lie hidden within the coins we carry daily? So get ready, because the tale of the 1976 1-cent coin isn't just a story about money. It's a story about discovery, mistake, rarity, and fate colliding in a way no one saw coming, and the deeper we dive into this legend, the more thrilling, shocking, and unbelievable the truth becomes, starting with the historical context of 1976, a year that was incredibly special for the United States, because it marked the nation's bicentennial, a 200-year celebration of American independence filled with national pride, parades, commemorative events, and yes, even specially struck coins for other denominations. And while the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins received official bicentennial designs and widespread attention, the humble 1-cent coin did not undergo a redesign, making the 1976 penny seem at first glance like just another Lincoln Memorial cent. And yet it's this very perception of normalcy that makes the valuable versions of the coin so extraordinarily deceptive and rare. Because amidst the hundreds of millions of regular 1976 cents produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, there exist a tiny number of 1-cent coins with strange anomalies, minting errors, and mysterious composition changes that have left the numismatic community baffled and collectors desperate to get their hands on even one of these elusive gems. And now comes the big twist: the discovery of a coin that appears completely normal in weight, size, and design, but upon closer inspection, reveals inconsistencies so severe and so rare that it is believed to be the result of a once-in-a-generation minting accident, with the coin in question showing signs of a dramatic double-die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, and the date 1976 all exhibit strong doubling visible to the naked eye, along with a reverse struck off-center and unusual metal composition that hints at an experimental planchet never intended for public circulation. And experts who examined this coin were stunned, because its diagnostic markers matched known production errors from that year, and metallurgical analysis showed a strange mix of copper and zinc percentages inconsistent with standard bronze coins minted until 1982, raising the possibility that this 1976 cent may have been struck using a transitional planchet during an unannounced test run at the mint, possibly intended for internal evaluation but mistakenly released into circulation. And that's where things really took off. Because when this single coin surfaced at a small estate auction, it was first thought to be worth maybe a few $100s, but after authentication and grading revealed its pristine condition, bold error characteristics, and unexplainable metal mix, the bid skyrocketed, eventually closing at an eye-watering $22 million, setting a world record for a modern US cent and shaking the numismatic world to its core. And since that fateful sale, collectors and dealers have scoured coin rolls, flea markets, bank boxes, and inherited collections hoping to find another example of this legendary error. And while some coins with minor 1976 doubling have surfaced, none have matched the combination of mint state condition, strong obverse doubling, reverse off-center strike, and compositional anomaly that made the original so phenomenally rare. But now comes the real question: how many of these coins might actually exist? Are there more hidden in coffee tins, lost in attic boxes, or sitting unnoticed in someone's childhood coin collection? And what if you're the one who unknowingly possesses the next multimillion-dollar cent just waiting to be discovered? because one of the key things collectors now look for in the 1976 cent is the presence of strong doubling on Lincoln's I, Liberty, and the digits 1, 9, and 7, along with die markers such as a prominent die clash, irregular rim thickness, and any evidence of planchet discoloration or unusual weight, with even slight variations. Selling for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition, mint mark, and strike characteristics, and what's even more fascinating is that the 1976 cent has also become a magnet for conspiracy theories and collector legends, with some suggesting that rogue mint employees may have intentionally created a handful of experimental coins to commemorate the bicentennial in secret, while others believe a small batch of transitional planchets were mistakenly used during a shift change, and even though the U.S. Mint has never officially acknowledged the existence of any such planchet variations for the 1976 cent, the evidence in collector hands continues to grow, with a small number of authenticated error coins now commanding 5- and 6-figure values even in circulated condition, proving once again that history often hides in plain sight and that even the smallest object can contain stories worth millions. So what makes this even more exciting is the growing interest in numismatics among younger generations and casual collectors, who are now actively searching their change and studying mint error guides in hopes of striking gold, or in this case, copper, and with the increased attention brought on by social media, online auctions, and viral stories about million-dollar pennies, the chances of discovering the next great treasure in your pocket have never been higher. And for those who think that coin collecting is boring or only for retirees, the story of the 1976 penny is the ultimate rebuttal, because this isn't just a hobby, it's a hunt for hidden history, a real-life treasure quest that anyone can join, and the more you learn about what to look for, die cracks, doubling, off-metal strikes, repunched mint marks, off-center errors, and transitional planchets, the more you realize that fortune might be closer than you think. And maybe that humble cent you ignored for years is actually a life-changing windfall in disguise, but remember, condition matters, so if you think you found a rare error or unusual coin, always get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC, because verified grading can make the difference between a few bucks and a multi-million-dollar payday, just like the original $22 million 1976 cent that shook the world. And if you're wondering what other dates and errors to watch for, just know that the list of valuable 1-cent coins continues to grow, with examples like the 1943 copper penny, the 1955 double die, the 1983 reverse doubling, and of course the legendary 1969 double die obverse, but none carry the same explosive mix of mystery, error rarity, and historical timing as the 1976 cent, a coin born in a year of celebration and pride, yet destined to become a secret legend worth more than its weight in gold. And with that story now etched in your mind, ask yourself, what's in your pocket? What forgotten coins are hiding in plain sight, and are you ready to go searching, because the next great coin discovery could happen anywhere, maybe even in your home, and with millions of 1976 pennies still floating through circulation and stored in collections across the country, the treasure hunt is very much alive and growing with every passing day. And if you found this story as captivating and thrilling as we did, and you want to uncover more secrets of coins that turned ordinary people into millionaires, then make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next incredible discovery that could change your life forever, because in the world of coins, the next fortune is just a penny away. Next, 1987 1-cent, USA coins today. Have you ever imagined a simple 1987 1-cent coin lying in your drawer could actually be worth an eye-watering $20 million? What would you do if a coin you ignored every day was your ticket to generational wealth? What secrets are buried in the copper shell of a coin most people throw away without a second thought? Welcome to a world where a penny isn't just a penny, it's a doorway to a story packed with history, minting mysteries, and shocking value that could change your life forever, because today we dive into the jaw-dropping tale of the 1987 1-cent USA coin and how a coin worth just 1 cent by face value exploded in value through a combination of extreme rarity, minting errors, collector demand, and almost mythical circumstances that pushed its price all the way up to $20 million at auction. And if you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or someone who just loves incredible true stories, you won't want to miss a second of this, so stay with us till the end and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more unbelievable coin stories just like this one, because this is not just another penny tale, This is the legendary rise of the 1987 1 cent that shocked the numismatic world and captivated millions across the globe, and it all began in the final years of a decade. Marked by transformation, technological advancements, and historical shifts in American minting standards, as the U.S. Mint was deep into its use of copper-plated zinc for the Lincoln cents, having made the switch from 95% copper to a composition of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating in 1982. And while the majority of 1987 pennies followed this standard formula and were minted in the billions at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a tiny handful, so rare that only a few are even known to exist. Today, we're struck on experimental or leftover bronze planchets, either by mistake or as a result of secret test runs within the minting facilities, making them anomaly coins with metallic compositions that defy expectations and drive collectors into a frenzy. And it's one of these extremely rare bronze planchet errors that has been identified as the primary source of the coin that recently sold for $20 million in a private auction, with experts confirming through metallurgical analysis that the coin was struck on a 95% copper planchet that had been phased out half a decade earlier, suggesting that it had either been hiding in storage at the mint or had mistakenly found its way into the production line during a moment of oversight or chaos, and that momentary slip, that single act of randomness, has now led to one of the most talked about coin discoveries in history, sparking debates, investigations, and a rush among collectors to revisit their 1987 penny hoards in the hope of finding another such specimen. And the story doesn't end with the metallic composition alone, because this specific 1987 1 cent coin also features a rarely seen double die obverse, meaning that the design on the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's profile, the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1987, are all visibly doubled under magnification. An error that often occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes, and when that doubling is clear and dramatic, as in this case, it significantly increases the coin's desirability and value, especially when combined with an off-metal strike like the bronze planchet anomaly. And there's more, because the coin's edges show signs of partial collar strike, meaning that the collar which keeps the planchet in place during striking didn't fully engage, resulting in a slightly broadened or distorted rim that further sets the coin apart from standard issues, and this trifecta of rare traits, wrong metal planchet, double die, and collar error, makes it one of the most unique coins ever to surface from the 1980s, and what adds to the legend is the condition of the coin itself, which was graded by PCGS as MS69 red, one of the highest known for that year and type, meaning it was preserved in nearly perfect mint state condition for over 3 decades, possibly because it had never entered circulation, perhaps found quickly after minting and stored by someone who didn't even know what they had, or maybe because it was passed down as a keepsake with little attention paid to its surface details until a curious heir decided to submit it for grading, and when that grading came back with such stunning results, the numismatic world exploded with speculation, excitement, and a fierce bidding war that finally settled at the astronomical $20 million mark, shattering all previous price records for Lincoln cents and propelling the 1987 1 cent into the pantheon of legendary U.S. coins. And yet this is not an isolated case of a penny reaching unimaginable heights in value, because coin collecting history is filled with examples of normal coins becoming extraordinary due to errors, anomalies, or limited production quirks that only come to light decades after the coin was minted, which is why many collectors and even ordinary people are turning their attention to their change jars, pocket lint, and coin rolls, hoping to uncover the next big surprise. And for 1987 pennies specifically, there are other rare variants too, such as coins with filled mint marks, where a small amount of grease or debris in the die causes the D from the Denver Mint or the P from Philadelphia to appear faint or missing, and even though such errors are subtle, to seasoned collectors they represent minting mishaps that tell a unique story, and sometimes it's that story, the drama behind the creation of the coin, that gives it value beyond its weight in metal or aesthetic appeal. Because every rare coin has a narrative woven through time, and in the case of the 1987 1 cent, its narrative is a perfect storm of timing, error, preservation, and mystery, all wrapped up in a tiny copper-colored disc that most people wouldn't look twice at. And part of what made this story even more compelling was the journey the coin took before reaching the public eye. It reportedly surfaced from an estate sale in rural Pennsylvania, mixed in with hundreds of other ordinary coins, and it Was only after a sharp-eyed collector noticed something odd about its color and weight that it was pulled aside and examined more closely, eventually passing through expert hands, being weighed, scanned, and analyzed until the full truth was revealed, and by the time it reached the auction block, word had already begun spreading through online coin forums, Reddit threads, and YouTube videos, building momentum and anticipation. And as the coin sold for $20 million, the lucky heir who had found it in their late grandfather's belongings reportedly said they had nearly used it in a vending machine before deciding it looked too shiny to be old, a near-miss moment that perfectly captures how easily historic treasures can be overlooked in our day-to-day lives, and if that doesn't convince you to start checking your change more carefully, perhaps nothing will. Because the lesson of the 1987 1-cent coin is that unimaginable fortune might be sitting quietly in the most mundane of places, and now collectors all over the world are re-examining their 1987 pennies, sending them in for grading, weighing them for discrepancies, and looking for signs of the rare bronze planchet or double die, with even small errors from that year gaining traction and value in the wake of the mega sale, and this has led to a mini boom in 1987 coin-related content online, with influencers, numismatists, and amateur treasure hunters all sharing tips, discoveries, and theories about other hidden gems from the same year, and some speculate that additional bronze planchet strikes could be out there, possibly at the San Francisco Mint, which occasionally struck proof coins, though none have surfaced yet, and this only fuels the excitement and speculation, pushing the coin ever deeper into the spotlight and increasing the chances that even more valuable examples might be found. And this is the kind of story that reminds us that the world is full of hidden value, waiting to be discovered, and that every coin has a past, a journey, and a potential future worth far more than anyone could predict. So if you haven't already, now is the perfect time to go through your old coin jars, revisit that forgotten box in the attic, or check that pile of change under your car seat, because you never know when your own 1987 1-cent coin could turn out to be the next multi-million-dollar treasure. And with coin values rising and interest in rare pennies booming, there's never been a better moment to become part of this incredible hobby that blends history, mystery, and monetary reward in one thrilling package. So if you found this story fascinating and you want more real-life coin tales that can literally change lives, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because we're just getting started uncovering the world's most valuable coins hiding in plain sight.